This is Black Light, and we still banging on the beats. We call this Inside the Mind of the Beast, or In the Mind of the Beast. And this is our last 24/7 propaganda machine. We are relentless in this work because they got many avenues, many technical devices that they could alter your thinking with. And this YouTube is one of them. How they using us against self. See what I'm saying? They're using us against self. In other words, they're using us against each other. See, that's why I don't take comments. You know. Don't let comments influence. If you do take comments or look at your comments, don't let those comments influence you one way or the other. You see? Like I say, what's right is not always popular, and what's popular is not always right. You see? And the beast got us thinking that if something is popular, it's right. You must be doing something right. But if something is unpopular, you must be doing something wrong. It's not necessarily like that all the time. And numbers don't always, a large number don't always mean you're going to win the battle. A large number don't always mean you're going to win the battle. One time when I was in my youth, I was like in junior high school, and one of my buddies, my hood buddies, moved away over in Highland Park to a new school. And he got jumped on, as initiation when he first got into school. They jumped on him and they stabbed him. And he called me up, and because I had a little game back in those days. And he called me up, and the next day, I went to school and told the necessary people in my crew, because a whole lot of the boys didn't go to school. They was older than me. Matter of fact, I was the one of the youngest in my crew, because the rest of them was a couple of years older than me. They didn't even go to school, but they was in my crew. And so we all gathered up at the school after school let out. No, it was lunchtime, and we all gathered because we had a plan to go up to the school in Highland Park where he got stabbed at lunchtime. And while they was outside at lunch on the playground, we was gonna have my friend. His name was Joe. We was gonna have Joe point him out, Joe Shelton. He's no longer with us. He died very young, but we was gonna have him point him out. And so it was so many of us. We left out of school. We skipped that last part of school, and it was about, I don't know, man, maybe about 100 of us. It was so many that it attracted the police. Nothing but dudes walking down the street. We supposed to actually be, up at the school. So they held some of us back, except about two guys slipped through. And they went up to the school at lunchtime, just two guys, and seen Joe and told Joe to point the guys out. And they went up to the guy and broke his nose, broke his jaw, broke his arms, stomped him. And after that, Joe was very popular up at his school, and then nobody else messed with him. So it's not always large numbers. And so that's what you got to watch out for on this YouTube. And you got to watch what you say. Make sure. Some brothers came out, and it sounded like they was threatening this one brother. You see? And if anything happened to the brother, like if they was to kill him, they're probably blaming on all these brothers. And this one brother, this foolish young brother, you don't know if he really that young, because they used to have Vice come up to the school, and even in junior high school, some of them guys was grown men. They looked real young. That they could go in and blend in with us. Until one day I seen one, I had to go down for suspicion or something, and I seen one of them cats, and I'm thinking the dude around my age, but he's a grown man. The beast is tricky, man. He gonna use he gonna use somebody black, because he know that you ain't gonna suspect him, and so, and on this social media, especially what we doing, they could easily, say they something that they not. It cause friction and confusion. So you got to keep your eyes on your agenda. Don't let them sidetrack you, because we can't waste no more time with this foolishness. So that's why I created this series right here, Back to Banging on the Beast. On the last video, we was talking about the King Alpha plan. That ain't went nowhere. And if you heard the last video, you heard them point out the most one they think is dangerous. The first one they mentioned was the black Muslims. The black Muslims was number one. And Elijah Muhammad, he was very shrewd. I'm gonna tell you some stories I heard, because y'all know my history with the nation. How I was born in the nation, but at the age 7, my mother took me out. But I always had an uncle that was deep in the nation that ran with Malcolm. Him and Malcolm was real tight. Matter of fact, Malcolm's whole family up here in Detroit. But my uncle's dead now, so a lot of brothers know who I might be talking about. But mostly brothers my age don't be messing with this YouTube. But I'm finding it an effective way to keep you young brothers grounded, and don't let these other brothers, because I keep telling y'all, half the population of the United States, more than half probably, is working for the government, is agents. So stay tuned for part 3, and we're going to get on out of here with this. Creator Has a Master Plan by Pharoah Sanders, jazz at its best. And I listen to all kind of music. We created all kind of music. We created all music, And if you're a musician, you gotta have music appreciation. You gotta listen to all the music. The next segment, we're gonna talk about music, how it can sharpen your strategy and your creativity. It's Black Light 1.